Let's go to American Tobacco, rather. It owns Dunhill, Kent, Lucky Strike and Pall Mall.
Right, we've got Dunhill here. Here we go.
Done.
Since 1907, it says. Very attractive packaging. This is the South African company.
The South African company. It is acquiring Reynolds American. Market cap here, 1.7 trillion rand. PE ratio of 22.5 and a dividend yield of 3.2%. I'm never going to let him forget that he shorted this one.
So South African company, but not really anymore, because those assets were injected into the London-based listing. And what you mentioned there is that they used to own like 42% of Reynolds American, the number 2 player in the US. They have now, literally in the last few days, acquired the balance of Reynolds American that they didn't already own.
So the additional 58%.
So now it's a big one.
Let's have a look at the share price graph, and you can tell us where your little foray was.
That's the South African share chart, and of course that benefits from a weakening rand versus the pound.
And tell me, where did you short this thing?
We were shorted somewhere, I think, in 2014 or 2013. So at the beginning
good move,
there.
huh?
Yeah, it was around 600, I think.
There we go. As one does, of course. Shorted. Gary, tell us your relationship with British American Tobacco.
No, we've held British American Tobacco for a long time. I think it's a nice way to diversify offshore for local clients as well. So a lot of local portfolios, especially if you're playing in the Reg 28 space, 75% of your investment has to be local. So to get stocks like this, that okay, maybe not that huge sales growth, but certainly, I mean, stable dividend payer, really
rand hedge,
and the
this
rand
is your
hedge,
perfect
yeah,
rand
and that's
hedge.
it, and the rand hedge component. It really, I think it deserves a place in portfolios.
It deserves a place in portfolios.
A couple of years ago, like 10 years ago, they commenced the same strategy of buying into emerging markets. So they bought businesses like Proto Tobacco, which is in Indonesia. They used to make beedies, which is like some kind of cigarette they used to smoke there on the ground, upsell that customer base. They bought into Turkey as well. Very popular environment, lots of smoking that happens there. And these countries, forget about it. Like, for example, Pakistan has a population of 250 million people, all of whom who would love to smoke, Marlboro. So there you go.
So where are you going with what you're saying about the...
Sounds like a buy.
It's the same old, same old. It's the
You're
combination.
almost talking yourself into the investment
Well, I think it's
story
a very interesting move to go and buy out the minorities in Reynolds American, because I must say, if I was running the company, I wouldn't have done that, because that takes you into precisely the expensive, overtraded market where cigarette consumption is declining. Why would they do that?
Why would they? I think it's also just about betting down sort of synergies, like with the expanded operation. I mean, they can really improve sort of supply chain, and you benefit from the increased manufacturing sizes. So that's one of the reasons. But also, to beef up your US presence, why not go and take on Ultra, head on head? And it's an industry that's I think ripe for consolidation as well.
Size
counts, and you're seeing a lot of consolidation as well. So it's. Maybe they, I don't know, beefing up for a
So call
mega
this
merger.
one, Gary. Are you hot or are you not hot?
No, I think you've got to be hot, British American Tobacco. Just looking at it, out of all the stocks we can look at it, in forward PE terms, it's probably one of the cheapest. So I would say, and also I think it's much more aggressive in the e-cigarette market, which is, I think it's going to be the future. It's still a very small part of the overall market, but it's where it's going, and they're kind of leading the game there. So for that reason, I'll take hot.
Paul?
Nope, no ways.